Hello my brothers and sisters, and welcome back to this channel. Vicky Horton. I'm Vicky Horton, so I do welcome you back to my channel. Unfortunately I'm unable to do any road footage during lockdown, as we know, COVID-19. Yay! So with all due respect to that, I am just going to do a couple of reviews about my motorcycle tour around the UK that I did for my 30th. This is the photo album book that my dad gifted me for Christmas, of all my pictures of such that I did when I was on my tour. I will do a video on this with all the pictures, maybe a bit of voiceover, just so you guys can see like my little adventure that I did for 18 days to celebrate my 30th birthday. Best tour I ever did, and yes, I did do this solo, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I highly recommend you doing it, so it's a good shout out to all the UK motorcyclists. I really do recommend doing that. So that's the little book I've got. That must have just fell out. So this is all the stuff that I took with me on my motorcycle tour back in October 2020. And as you can see, it is a huge amount. To ignore the teddies, I do love my teddies. So I'm going to just kick off with a good shout out to my brother Pugs, who basically gave me all the gear, and I think I'm missing something. Ah, there it is. 2 secs. Aha. Tank bag, as you can see. Always good to have a tank bag with you. This is really nifty. It's an Oxford small little tank bag that actually just sits on your tank. It's magnetic, as well as it's got it's got tie-ons, and it's really good. It actually held quite a lot. I mean, it held my I've got a motorcycle carry-on strap. I've even got receipts in here. So I held my bike disc lock in here. So I had my bike disc lock in here, and this little gadget's very nifty. Don't worry, all of the things that I have done that I took with me onto on my tour will be listed down below. Most of this stuff I've got off of Amazon, so I will highly recommend all of the stuff that I've used, and a good thank you to my brothers and sisters at the Yamaha Bolters Brotherhood UK for all the support, the tips, the tricks, everything. I know I'm missing something else now, but anyway, back to the point. I will list every single thing an item that I took with me, so please do bear with me. I'm new to making these videos. So this is my little tank bag. I believe this was roughly around about £23 in the UK. It was off of Amazon. It's a really nifty little bag. I've used this a lot of the times now, just so I could have my phone sitting in here for directions. It's held my my battery portable chargers in there as well as my as well as my waterproof trousers. That held in here as well. I took them out because I very rarely use them, but it's always good to have it and not need it, and then need it and not have it, as they say. So I'm going to put that back in here. Ah. Moving on, my saddle bags. The Moxie saddle bags. What was it, Moxo? Yeah, Moxo. These can hold up to about 45 kilos. They're really roomy. Like, obviously I've got them. See, that's the zip to make it a lot more roomier. Give it some more leeway. Nice little pouch there. I had spare gloves with me, just in case. It's always good to have a spare pair of gloves, especially if the ones that you had on the road before, where it's completely drenched with rain, hasn't dried. It's always good to have a spare. So this held everything, like my clothes, my toiletries. It even held my portable microfiber towels. It held quite a fair bit, and when I weighed it, they weighed roughly about 15 kilos overall, so I could still fit more in here, just that I didn't really want to overload my bike. So this was pretty nifty. I mean, obviously it came with waterproof coverings. They're not brilliant, I will admit, because there was a few times where I found that my saddlebags were really damp underneath, but that's because they don't fully cover the saddlebags. But they still do the job. It kept my clothes dry. There was only once that my clothes were a little bit wet, a little bit damp, was when the cover actually peeled over and it was completely torrential rain. So sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but these actually were pretty okay. So stuff them back in there. What have I got in here? I didn't use these. I bought these hard working feet from Scroll off of Amazon for my motorcycle boots, because when you're walking around, some motorcycle boots can be quite uncomfortable, especially if you're walking around a lot. So I bought these just in case. Didn't use them, but again, rather have them and not need them. And some spare ties, just in case. It's always good to have some spare cable ties. So that's the saddlebags. Again, thank you Pugs for giving me this recommendation. This only cost me £45 off of Amazon. I don't know what the price is right now, but they are cheap and cheerful. They're very sturdy. I mean, they're easy to clean as well. Like, I only went over these with a wet wipe when they got a bit dirty, and honestly, they were so easy to clean. I was quite shocked how nice they wash up. So that's always a good thing. I always dreaded walking in with really dirty saddlebags. Like, it sometimes gets dirty, as you can see. It can get dirty under here if you don't cover it properly. But honestly, I was chuffed to bits with these, and I highly recommend them. So everything went in there: my clothes, my toiletries, my makeup, my GHDs, which obviously go in here. It went in there, and I covered my GHDs, my slippers I took with me, and I bought these off of Amazon as well. Again, link in the description. These only cost me like about £2, but I like to lock up my saddlebags, because when you're getting off and you're taking pictures, if your back's turned to your bike for too long, there is occasion that some people do try their luck and go through your bags. So I would recommend buying those and fitting them on. They fit on quite nicely, as you can see. So they fit on like that, and they're easy to take on and off. So obviously they're coded. So I do recommend locking up your stuff. It's just a peace of mind, and especially when you're getting off and you're riding about, you stop off at a garage, you can just literally hop off your bike and not worry about anything. This is just for my own peace of mind, so I'm going to put them back so I know where they are. That's the saddlebags. Yes, I do love dragons. So I thought I'd show them off anyway. I took a spare carrier bag with me just in case, like when I'm going shopping, to get some like top up on toiletries or just get some food. I took a spare shopping bag with me, you know, save on the plastic and whatnot. Right, the camera that I'm actually videoing off of, this is just a trial, so I'm sorry if the audio is rubbish or anything. I will try and fix that up. But the camera that I'm actually shooting off of, which is the Dragon Touch. Again, as you know, I love dragons. So this is the Dragon Touch, which I'm video recording off of right now, and this was only £50 off of Amazon, and it came with quite a lot. Like, it came with the waterproof casing, which is what I was after. Unfortunately, I don't have any road footage, which I was really miffed about, because the part that came with it, doesn't fit to my motorcycle bars. My bars are far too big and it just would not connect. So rather than constantly worry about this not sitting correctly, not being secure, I just didn't bother. So unfortunately there's no road footage of my tour. However, lesson learnt from my first tour, I've now bought a compatible block for this to be used. So in the future, which I'll be going on tour with my brother Mark to do the charity rides, I will have the road footage for that. So again, lesson learnt. I highly do recommend this though. I have used this a couple of times and it seems pretty good, does the job. I mean, do message me and leave a comment if you know of any betters. I know the GoPros are the go-to, but I don't use this enough, so at the moment I don't use it enough. In the future though, I will hope to use it. And as far as I'm aware, I do know a couple of motorcyclists that do use these, all one similar to this brand, but I will definitely leave the description down below because this is pretty good. It's really nifty. I carried it around with me and had a play, but I didn't. Unfortunately, there's just no road footage of me riding around. So that I have learnt from. Little trick that I've learnt over the years is just to buy a little clip, just so you can have all your wires and that lot secure. It's not, you haven't got a bag. Like I had all my jewellery with these clips on in this little bag. And obviously that was inside. It's just to stop it getting all tangled, and then when you're going through it to try and get something, you haven't got to untangle it all such. You haven't got to faff about, you haven't got to worry about any of that. So I do recommend those little clips. I did take a diary with me. Like, I did splash out on this, but it's because I really wanted it to be special. But I did take a diary because I think it's FTA Adventures. So shout out to that guy. He's absolutely fantastic. I will link his channel in the description. He recommended taking a diary, writing just to stop off and taking the sights and just write about where you are and the days that you're doing. I mean, I didn't write too much in here, but it was actually really therapeutic just to stop off, taking the sights and just write into this nice little book of mine. I mean, I bought this off, everything that I've got here is off of Amazon, apart from this, but I'll go into that in a minute. But I do recommend having a diary just to write in and just to jot in your thoughts. It's not just talking about your day, it's like your thoughts, your feelings, how you're getting on, whether you had a tough day. There was a day where I was heading towards Lincoln, and it was torrential rain, it was pitch black, there was no cat's eyes on the road, I was in the middle of nowhere, and it was like someone had put a hose of water in my face, and it really tested my limits. And I'm thankful for the experience, but at the time completely bricked it. So I do recommend having a diary because it comes in handy just to rant in if you've got no one to rant to. Obviously I did take my lady shave. It's good to, you know, us girls like to shave, of course, shave our legs. I took my my 30th banner, which again, I do have a picture of me in this. Unfortunately, this damn thing kept sliding off of my shoulder, so I couldn't ride with it on, because this is actually a rider's sash. But it just kept falling off my shoulder, and I just had visions of it getting trapped in my belt or getting trapped in my wheels, and I just thought, nope, take it off. Secondly, next one, I highly recommend microfiber towels. Again, because the covers for the saddlebags aren't exactly brilliant. I mean, they do the job, but they're not overall perfect. I actually put these at the bottom of my saddlebags just to protect my clothes even further, which helped. But microfiber towels, again, this one was £15, this one was a tenner. This is a medium size, that's a large, this is the largest size, and honestly I recommend having this just in case, especially if the hotel you stays in doesn't have any towels, and if you do end up buying this saddle bag, definitely lay these at the bottom, just in case it completely rains. It's an extra protection for your clothes. Now, I do recommend those. They're pretty good. I used packing cubes for my clothes. Again, I bought this off Amazon. I think I bought this for 10 to 12 pounds. Like, I had all my my underwear in here, and of course this is one I mostly used, but I had all my makeup in here. So the general makeup that I use all went in here, as well as my my face wipes. And us lady riders, honestly, I do recommend buying these packing cubes. The zips are a little bit temperamental. You just got to be gentle with them. Don't overfill them because the zips will break. The zips are a bit flimsy, but if you don't pack so much and you don't overload these bags, they do the job lovely. And they have a nice handle on it, so when you're packing, you can literally just pull it out, get what you need, and put it back in your saddle bag. But, I love this little makeup bag, I really do. So this comes obviously with a large one, which is one of the ones I used. It comes with a medium sized one, and comes with a nice toiletry. So I had obviously my shampoo, conditioner, my moisturiser. Please use moisturiser, my brothers and sisters. Please do use moisturiser, because when it gets really dry and you're taking your gloves on and off, it just stops your hands from drying out. It stops them from getting flaky and irritable. So do take moisturiser. You can get one in Home Bargains for like 99p, and it's pretty good. It does the job. So I literally fit everything for toiletries and showers in here. And if I just ran out, I just made sure that I was near like a Superdrug or a Poundland, just so I can pop in, grab some more, then shove it in my backpack and then pack it away later. I did use this one. It's just a little, it's another toiletry bag, but I put my toothbrush, my toothpaste and my mouthwash in here, as well as my lady shave and like just the odd grips and a few bubbles, because my hair's quite thick, as you can see, thick and long, and I do have a tendency to break my hair bubbles after a while, so I took some spare hair bubbles, and obviously I put my comb in here, my hairbrush, that all went in there. Yes, I did use this one. It's like a tiny little one. It was cute, and so I think I put like my socks, oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to do a spare video on all the clothes I took on my tour. I haven't got time to dig it all out in my room today, so I will do a little review on obviously a video on the clothes and the types of socks I took with me, because I took ski socks with me that I got off Amazon. And when I was up in the Highlands in Scotland, they come in handy and they really match well with my motorcycle boots. So moving on. I did have a wash bag with me, 2 wash bags with me. I took them just in case, because you never know. I mean, if things got really muddy, like there was a pair of socks that got completely filthy to the point I could not wash them. And I did take a little bottle of comfort with me, and some bold tablets, just so I could wash my clothes while I was on tour. And there was one pair of socks that literally got so dirty that I threw in here and forgot about. And so when I got home, I was like, ugh, chuck those out. So I did throw those socks away eventually when I got home, but I put these in the washing machine because this one was absolutely filthy because of those socks. And these actually wash up in the washing machine quite nicely. So these packing cubes were fantastic. Again, the link will be in the description below. I'm sorry about my hair. Lockdown hair. Hey. So I do recommend having packing cubes with you. It just makes things a hell of a lot easier to pack away, especially with clothes. And it's just, if I needed something, I just yanked it out of the saddle bag when I was pulled over, and then it literally it slides back in nicely. And unfortunately, these little packing cubes, they aren't waterproof. They're definitely not waterproof. I mean, this one is, because it's quite thick. this was like really thick, so this is actually quite waterproof. So the makeup bag in here is quite waterproof, but the rest of these packing cubes in here, unfortunately they aren't. And it was a little bit of a downside to it, but again, these packing cubes dry stupidly quick too. So if anything, when my clothes were damp and I just took everything out and laid it all out on the floor and let it dry overnight, within the next day it was dry, there was no problems. And as you can see here, you just need to be careful with the, you do need to be careful with the zip. You can fix it, it is an easy fix. It's just, you've got to be very delicate with it so it doesn't break. But they're quite flimsy, so that's the only downside to these. They're not waterproof and the zips are quite temperamental and flimsy. So if you're heavy-handed, I'd say splash out on the dearer ones and get ones with thicker zips. But other than that, these were absolutely perfect. They did the job for me, and it just keeps things organised for you as well. So, moving on. I did take thermal gloves with me. These ones, thankfully, if you can see that, they have a little padding on the fingers, so if I pulled over and I was cold, I was able to still use my phone and get directions. I'd only used these twice while I was out, and my motorcycle gloves actually fits over the top, so my fingertips were lovely and warm. That was one of my tricks. I don't have heated grips on my motorbike yet, but that is on my list. But they're very comfortable. These are a size small because my hands are tiny, and I will put these in the link as well. I do recommend having these. They're even trapping the heat in my hands right now. I can feel it. But they're a little bit loose at the wrist, but again, it didn't take up too much space in my bag, in my rucksack, and they're really nifty. They're really nice. They wash up nice as well. You just can't put these in the tumble dryer. I don't know what you guys call a tumble dryer out in the States, but don't put these in the tumble dryer. Hang it over a clothes horse, and don't put it on high heat radiators either, because it will melt. They're really good. They wash up nice. I bought two extra obviously neck scarves. Anyway, these are I've got these for like £2, I think, off of Amazon. And I use these as a face mask as well, like when I was going in the shops. I was like wearing a really nice pretty top like this, and I had this over the top of it, and I was just, when I was going in the shops, just hang it over. So I had 3 of these. The other one's in my motorcycle helmet case with it's got the skull jawline on it. So these were extras because it just helped rotate between them, and plus these ones are pretty. Typical girl. So it's always nice to have extra scarves with you just in case. Alright, the important thing is these were a godsend. That's the parts to. I highly recommend this portable charger. I bought 2 of them because I thought I'm on a tour, if one runs out I've got another one on backup. But I really do recommend this, highly recommend this portable charger. That, to be honest with you, I only used one the whole trip, and I kept it charged up, but I never ran out. I mean, it's got up to about, I could have my phone and my my camera charging on this, and it still did not run out, and I was using it all day. So it's fantastic, honestly. If you're travelling around a lot and you're using your phone, you don't want to get your laptop out to charge your phone. Oh, sorry, I was not swearing at you there. If you don't want to get your laptop out to charge your phone, I highly recommend this on holiday travels or travelling around a country, because I mean, I think this is roughly about £17 to £20. Again, I'll put the link in the description from Amazon. But honestly, this was a godsend. So thank you, George, for telling me about these. My brother, you are a lifesaver. That's my brother George from Brazil. Thank you. Honestly, I highly recommend these. They're so easy to use and it's cheap enough as well. I mean, I don't know if £20 is cheap for you guys, but to me that was cheap for portable chargers. So I do recommend those. I honestly do. Any tool, even if it's just for a week, it's nice to have because if you need directions, your phone's running out of juice, you plug that in. You can use your phone while it's actually charging at the same time. The only thing with those chargers is if you're charging the actual charger, you can't use it. Obviously, it makes sense. You need to use this if you're in a hotel room because you can just plug your phone in straight away. But you can't use this while it's charging itself. And it only takes about. When I first bought these, it took about 4 hours each to charge up. And honestly, it's worth it. I really do recommend those. I couldn't say it enough. That went on my rucksack. I do recommend buying one of these. I was actually given this by my motorcycle instructor, so Mark, John, Stephen, thank you for this. I've still got it. And those who used to do the first class motorcycle training here in Portsmouth, thank you so much if you do end up watching this. I actually got this from them as a gift, but I do recommend buying one of these because it's just to go on your backpack, because I always ride around with a high vis on anyway. It's typical safety nutcase here. It just went on my back. It's just extra. Just say that if someone did hit me, they had no excuse, because you could be lit up like a Christmas tree, and they'll still say, "I didn't see you." Really? What, are you colourblind? Anyway. This is my backpack. I had my laptop in here. I had basically everything in here that I needed to get to with these. So my laptop, I even had my hairbrush in here because I like to brush my hair, because taking your helmet off, girls, you know what I mean. Even some of you lads, when you take your hair and you've got long hair and it comes off and you basically look like, I don't know, you look like Elmo or something with fuzzy hair. It was just nice to have everything in here. I had this in here. I had an extra power bank. I carried obviously my bits for the camera that I'm using, even though I didn't use it. I had a pen. I think I've still got the pen in here. Always carry a pen with you because you never know when you need it. I did use my pen a few times actually when I was stopped off. I even carried my books. I don't know if you can see those, but there was one book I took with me on my trip, and it's Good Life, Good Vibes by Vex King. I highly recommend him. I took him round on my trip because when I'm eating at the hotel and that lot, I was on my own, so I was there like an absolute dork, reading a book and eating my food. So I had my book in here. I actually had my diary, and obviously all my feet. I had some sanitary towels in here, so obviously I'm a girl. Time in the month, menstruation, all that lot. Sorry guys, I know you don't like to hear about that, so ears in. So I did have like a few pads in here, and obviously these side bits on the saddle bag, very useful. If you Tampax or sanitary towels, always sanitary towels. I fit like 2 double always sanitary towels in there. Just took them out of the bag and just slotted them in, and that actually lasted me the trip. Brilliant. So back to point. I did take a flask with me. Obviously my flask went in here. I took a flask with me, so I always had water on me. I didn't have to stop off going to a shop and buy water, so I do recommend having a flask of water with you. And better yet, get one that's metal that you could have hot or cold drinks in, because there were a few times, especially when I was up in Inverness and I was riding around Loch Ness, I actually filled the flask up with tea from my hotel room, and that actually kept the flask that I used. I bought from Tesco's, and it was like I think the flask I bought was a tenner, and it was only from Tesco's. I had my initial on there, and it kept my cup of tea warm all day. and I only stopped a few times to take a few zips. It actually kept it warm, so I was quite grateful for that. So this can hold up to 30 kilos apparently. I think it's 30. Yes, hold up to 30 kilos, and it did get heavy with my laptop in the back, I must admit. I've got a 16-inch laptop, and it did start to get heavy, like on my back. So thank you so much, Yoga with Adrian. Again, I'll put her link in the description. I'll talk about her later. But doing exercises whilst on my on my tour really helped my back, because this did get heavy after a while. There's a few times where when I pulled over, I took it off and I was like, get off me. I'm pretty sure you guys do the same as well when you overpack. That's that. Now this is one that I really recommend you getting. I bought this for £23. It's a dry bag. You can use it for the beach. This was my snack bag, and I also had extra cable, cable ties, extra straps. So I had extra straps in here. It's pretty big. This is a 25. It's a 20-litre bag. You can go up to, I think the company does up to 50 to 60 litres of these, and they are really good. This kept, I put not only my snacks in here and my my little bottle of comfort for cleaning my clothes in here, but I obviously had a few fruit shoots. I know you're going to laugh at me if you're going to think fruit shoots, they're for kids. I love fruit shoots, so leave me alone. So I had a few fruit shoots in here. I had my snacks, like I went into Home Bargains and I bought those skinny, they're like little breakfast bars and whatnot. I put those in here. I had a big bag of Starburst in here. Then when I went up to Edinburgh in Scotland, I actually bought some gifts. I bought 2 tops for myself, so as a from me, love me, for my 30th birthday. I brought some gifts, I brought some souvenirs, and all the souvenirs went in here, and it really fit. And I'll tell you what, it's brilliant. It's literally, you've got to make sure you got all the hair out, wrap it down 3 times, and just closed up like this. And obviously, if you see on the photos that obviously I'll do a video on the photos, literally I just wrap this round, and then these straps, again, I bought off Amazon, link in the description below. These are really good straps. I use this strap to strap this to my my chassis. I think it's my chassis. No, not my chassis. It's not a car. Ignore me. I strap this to my my back seat for my passenger seat. I can't remember the name of it now. Sis bar, that's it. I strapped this to the sis bar, holding this bag in place. And I'll tell you what, this bag didn't move once I strapped it in place. It literally would not move. And it was quite nice because I had a little bit of a backrest. With my backpack on and this sitting behind me, it was quite nice to have that behind me. So I'm just going to wrap this up like this. So I do recommend that dry bag. You can even use it for the beach, and I've used it a few times when I've gone on rides as a backpack as well, with the snacks in. I honestly do recommend, when you go on any tour or any rides, have a snack bag. It does wonders. Now, I did buy this lock. I didn't use it because I didn't need to, but I had it on me in case. But I did buy this extra lock for my motorbike because I do have an Oxford screamer on my bike disc for my motorbike, and that's what I used, as well as I had my chain wrapped around my sis bar as well. And I bought this just an extra precaution. I didn't use it, but again, I'd rather have it and not need it, and need it not have it. So I'll probably end up using this in the future, but I will have this link in there. It's a coded wire. You can't cut it, apparently. You can't cut it with scissors, you can't cut it with pliers. And a friend actually recommended this to me. So Thank you for that, Paul. And it's something I didn't use, but it's always good to have a little bit extra bit of extra security for you. And finally, I did take a portable cover with me. It was only tiny, it's flimsy. It's an Oxford, I went for a large because the Yamaha Bolt is a big bike, and I thought if I just go for extra large, I haven't got to worry about it fitting. So I went for extra large, tied and had this on round my bike, and I'll tell you what, it's done wonders. This actually went inside my backpack, and I'll tell you what, I do recommend having this because this actually kept my motorbike dry overnight while I was away. And again, it just covers it up, stops the rain from getting to it, because my motorbike did get really dirty on my way back down into England on my way home, and this just kept it even a little bit more cleaner, if I could say that. So I got this from J&S. Is it J&S? Yes. Yes, I got this from J&S, and I think it's £25, so it's £24.99. I've still got the price on it. So I do recommend having this on tour with you, especially if you're away as long as I was. I was away for 18 days. When I went up to the Peak District in August with my brothers and sisters and the brotherhood I'm part of, I didn't bother having this with me, but after going up there with them, they said it's just handy to have. It keeps your bike dry, and you know your motorbike's there because you only got to look out the window and you see this bike cover flying about, you know, as your bike's still there. So I do recommend having one of these with you, and £25 pretty good for like a travel size cover. So that's what I took with me, and that's it. Again, all of the links to these will be in the description below, apart from obviously the J&S. So what I'll do is I'll go on the J&S website here in the UK, and I'll put the link for this in the description below. And yeah, that's it. So that was my tour. Again, I will do a video on my tour where I'll have the pictures and just my voiceover of where I am. But I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. Here's my bike, nice and clean. And then by the end of it, it was completely filthy. It's bound to happen. But, I do recommend doing a solo tour. And us ladies, we can do a solo tour. If you're part of a brotherhood or an MC, check in with them. I had my sisters, Karen and Kathy, who would check in. Thank you. Like, I think there was a time where I was late checking in, and one of the girls messaged me saying, "I haven't heard from you, are you okay?" It was like, I'm fine. So it's really nice to have like the guys, I mean Paul, Pugs, even friends from Denmark. Hey guys, even my friends from Denmark, they checked in and they followed my tour, and it was really nice to know that I've got like an extended family keeping an eye on me, as well as my mother and father blowing up my phone. So I do recommend just letting your brotherhood and your family know, and just really share your experience, even if you are solo. But girls, we can go on solo trips, especially here in the UK. If you can go solo trips out to Thailand, Bali, Philippines, and even America, you can go solo trips in your own country. Just a bit of common sense. Don't go anywhere that you feel is not right to go in, and especially late at night. I was quite happy riding around, and then I think the latest I got to my hotel was I think it was roughly around about 10 o'clock. I think it was 10 o'clock? No, it was 9 o'clock. I got to my hotel at 9 o'clock at night. And that was the night one of the girls messaged me going, "I haven't heard from you, are you okay?" I was fine. But it's so heartwarming to have that sisterhood there, so thank you. Even my brothers, gosh, you guys, Mark, George, Pugsy, Paul, I mean, even Lenny, God, thank you so much for your concerns and just following my stuff. I really do appreciate you guys for that. And when I got there that late, I was just nice just to stay in, do a bit of like stretches, because I'm going to do a video on the types of stretches bikers should be doing, because obviously where we're sitting like this, it tends to take its toll, especially in your backside. God, numb bum syndrome. It's not funny. So I really do recommend doing a solo tour, even with your fellow brothers and sisters. Honestly, do it. If you're planning to do something like this, I highly recommend doing it. I cannot say that enough. I mean, the night before I was due to go doing this, I left on the 3rd of October, and I was just like, take your time, double check everything. I always pack the night before, always, and triple check, but just take your time, enjoy the process, and do take your time saddling up, putting everything together. If you want me to do a video on how to put the saddlebag onto your motorbike, leave me a comment below and I will definitely get round to that. And I hope I have covered everything in here. If there's any tips and tricks you guys have, please do comment below and let me know. I mean, I love hearing from you guys, and any new tips, etc., or even new, even just the odds, oh, if you use this, it'll be so good, but I know I'm missing something for the minute. 2 secs. There is something else I took with me, and hang on, I bet I've got it in here. I do! Bonus! Bear with me. Come on. Right. Now this is something, this is your little bonus for you. This is something I had with me that I only used about twice, but honestly, I think I paid about £28 for it. I mean, the actual bag itself cost me 20 quid. It's real leather, and as you can see, it's a bit battered, a bit worn, because obviously the vibration on the bike makes it move. But I had this strapped to the back of my sis bar, so I had my chain around the sis bar, then I put this on the back, and then I put my dry bag around it to secure everything in place. And honestly, these straps, even though they look a bit flimsy, they are very sturdy. I highly recommend this bag. Again, link in the description. But this is like my tool bag. I've had this for a year now, and oh my god, it's got everything in here. Everything you need in here. I mean, a few of the things didn't fit my bike, but honestly, it come in handy. Like I used obviously the removable ratchet just to, because obviously your mirrors, when your bike's doing like 70 miles per hour for a long time, it vibrates and it moves things about. So I did use this to tighten up my mirrors again and put them back into place. And that was the only thing I used out of this bag. But I honestly recommend having one of these with you. Again, it's best to have it, not need it, and not have it. So this was like, I think it's 25 to 28 pounds off of Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. But honestly, this come in handy. It was just like to me it was just, what's the word? It was just a sense of security, peace of mind, really, to have this with me. It is a bit heavy, but it fit in this bag quite nicely. Shove it in there, shall I? It fit in this bag quite nice, and it was just good to have. Again, I got this tip off of George, my brother George, who I met up in the Peak District. He had a bag like this, I think, strapped to his saddlebag. He actually had it put inside his saddlebag, and I needed something to tighten up my mirrors with while I was away. I forgot to take this with me, And he said always have it with you, always. Even if you're going for a short trip, it's just peace of mind to have it with you. So as you can see, it just does up quite nicely. Bit fiddly sometimes, especially when you're in a rush. But cleans up well as well. Get in there. Right, so that's that. And obviously there's the top, as you can see. Look how worn that is. I think I might have to buy new bits for this before I use it again. And these only cost like £1 to replace. I might get sturdier ones to slip through there. But I do recommend having that with you. So, bonus item. Put that out of the way. So, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. And till next time, my brothers and sisters, let's ride.